Hello guys and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing another video, or starting a new series, and this series will be What If the World Reset? I know, some people have already done it, but I'm going to do my take on it. The first country we're going to have going here, now, yes there have been people here, but no actual civilizations. That we'll start with right here, with the Kingdom of the Nile. There's going to be a monarch in place here, and we're going to need to give it the country a color. I'm going to give it a green color. So here we have the beautiful Kingdom of the Nile. It's green because it's the first country, and it will be like vibrant because of, the Nile and growth and like vegetation and stuff like that. So the Nile will be set up, and the people are going to be happy. The Nile will be doing a lot of good things. That's just, there's not much else to talk about. So we're going to fast forward until they do a little bit of expanding. The Kingdom of the Nile, shocker, not sure if we can handle this much. They will be expanding where? Around the Nile. I don't know the exact borders of the Nile, but this is what we will be working with. So the Kingdom of the Nile is pretty big. So look at that. Not half bad. Now I know the Nile's probably a bit to the right of it, right here. Ignore that for the most part. We're just going to say that the geography, it's right here now. But with the Kingdom of the Nile happening, we will probably have a civil war. Sometimes people don't like how things go, and it'll be down here in the desert. We will have the yellow team here. What the yellow team wants is they want the government to change. They want a more democratic system. This is going to be the first mention of anything democratic-like, but the army is going to be marching around with the Nile, taking all the land with it. This is kind of like the Wagner Group and Putin kind of situation, besides in ancient times. So the government is going to have to meet up with them, but they're going to have a little bit of fun, killing a decent amount of people, and then they're going to meet up for negotiations. The government's going to remain the same for the most part, but it's going to be a bit democratic, and they can vote on some stuff. Eventually they will want to grow again, so they will be exploring in a new direction. Now that they get the Nile, I feel like they're just going to go coastal, and that's just a matter of which direction. I believe they'd go to the right, but they could also go to the left, and they would gain more land. Now they would have a lot of fishing culture, a lot of stuff like that, but we're going to have a second country being formed. Some people are going to wander off, like doing other things, and they're going to be like, why don't we do our own thing? So around in the Middle East, we're going to have a new country forming, and surprise, surprise, they're going to be yellow. Now, why are they yellow, you might be asking? Well, they're kind of descendants from the Civil War, so I feel like the descendants would try to create their own country. Now, they don't know anything about this, but they know a lot about this, because they're the ones that broke away. But as time goes on, they will go up, and they will eventually catch on to what just happened. What's going on up here? And then they find out that they are a new country, and they broke away from them. This is going to make them a bit mad, but not enough to start a war. They'd eventually also follow the coast, and they'd get themselves some new land as well. But now they're kind of in like a technological Cold War, and they're trying to figure out who can use the water for other things. So oh yeah, what if we go across water? What if that could happen? So now they're trying to build what we would call boats, and for the most part I feel like the Kingdom of the Nile would do it. Now what is the name of this country? I guess we'll call it the Middle Eastern Kingdom, or the Middle Kingdom. Yeah, we'll just call them the Middle Kingdom, with a bit more democratic stuff in the government. So now they would first get boats, but they couldn't get to Cyprus. The maximum that they could go is here. That is as far as the Nile's boats could go. Yeah, a little bit far, but they wanted to keep it to the coastline, mainly for fishing and stuff, which is going to make them really rich, so they're going to agree to buy the province from them. This is the first time in history that territory has been bought. Boy, does it feel good. Where did I go? Anyways, here we go. These are the current countries, but we want bigger stuff. You guys want to see bigger stuff happen. So bigger stuff will happen. You'll see them go around here, and they'll expand to the left now. Now they look goofy. But now they're going to kind of just settle in here and embrace what they're doing. But the yellow team is keeping boats, and they are going to be able to get to Cyprus, where they will conquer the whole island. They're the first country to conquer an island, and they would probably get coastal territories over here as well. But when the news gets here, they're like, what is going on? They have better boats. So I feel like they'd work together for some economic stuff and also to get the technology better. But the yellow people will not stop there. They will go around here and they will get more land because they're just way better than the green people. So now in the power ranking, I'd say they're about equal. The yellow team has way better boats and stuff, but the green team has more land and stuff for agriculture. Now this is all good, but now they're going to do the great game. What is the great game? This time it's not Russia and Britain. They're going to do a new thing. Or they're just going to be racing to see who can outdo each other. So they're like, oh yeah, let's go down here. So they're going to take over that much land. Sure, they took over that land, but yeah, that's not much revolutionary, is it? But they're getting better boats, and eventually the yellow team will be able to get to the island of Crete. They're really showing off their might now. But now the green team will get better boat technology, and they will be going down here. They'll most likely sail, and they'll most likely get a bigger coast around here. Again, they're massive, but yeah, there's not much good happening there. But now they know that there is a bunch of water here. But not a bunch of water here, they would know that much. But now they both want to expand this way. And that is where we'll have our first conflict. As they both would want some land around here. And the yellow team wants that. And the green team also wants some of that land. Because they want to go big or go home. And they want that much land. And they have an overlapping thing. So this will be the first actual war between these two countries. And for the most part, I think the green team would have this. The Kingdom of the Nile would be having much more manpower. So they'd be able to push up, but the yellow team has an idea. These people love cats, so what if we use cats against them? So they managed to do that until they decided to stop using that tactic, in which they would just stop. From here, they would set up a voyage, and they would manage to make a naval landing in Cyprus. From there, they would cut it into two, but a stalemate would be reached on Cyprus. They'd eventually be able to push through there, and now the yellow team's like, yikes, we're getting our butt whooped. So they're gonna be better at boats, and then we're gonna be like, oh yeah, we can just do that. So they're gonna build up forces and make the biggest naval invasion, and going into the Nile's mainland. This is a huge shock, which means they need to pull some troops out. Not all of them. Allowing the yellow team to get back some land. The Cyprus would fall to the green team though, but the yellow team would keep pushing down until they reached here, in which they would just wait here and dig in. But inevitably, the green team would be able to kick them back until they are forced to dig in again, and you'd basically get the result that they would be defeated. They managed to push back up again, and here is where they'd reach another peace deal. Peace deal is they'll let them keep this land, but they want Cyprus. So, yeah. So this is the current borders of the countries. We're going to have one last little thing happening this episode. That is going to be the yellow team expanding their territory over here. They expanded out a bit. And they just realized we can just take that all for ourselves, There's no rules against it. So that's what they would do. So the yellow team would just conquer that and be done with it. Now I know this video is short, but that's going to be the test run for the series. If you liked it, make sure to let me know. If you didn't like it, also make sure to let me know. And I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.